Hello, trading is closed on the 14th of July 2020. Let's go over our calls. We look for the pattern with the early high. It tends to be a rally day with a high in the final hour. We got that. We had some targets. Their preferred time frame was early this morning. They printed within the preferred time frame, even though that seemed pretty unlikely at yesterday's high. We had another target, 32.25.33. Thought it was increased risk of failing. It didn't print, so we have to add that to the list. We came awfully close to this in futures, but even if that prints in futures, it might be relevant, but it's not enough to cross it off the list. We have some new targets from today's pattern, and unless we gap up smartly, I think they'll print tomorrow. Here's what we said: early high, rally day, high in the final hour. Well, here's the system's calls here. Well, we had a false move. Let's get my pretty picture out of the way. We had a move early on. The system said it's false, which means it has to retrace. It has nothing to do with the size of the move. It just means it'll retrace. And it says the same thing about the move in the afternoon. So those are our targets. Let's not forget that yesterday we had a reversal bar. We confirmed it today by trading under the low. This is a daily chart, so at least have to entertain the possibility that even though I've been looking for a higher price of 32.61.5, there's a real chance that was it. If that's it, this is the count. Now, I had been counting it this way with AB and then an ABC. That's not the only way to count it. You can have wave magenta and B here, and if that's the count, you can see that A and C have a nice fib relationship right at today's close. But even if my previous count was correct, and you look at this wave E, let's look at what's happened since then. Since wave E, we have an ABC, C is equal to 61.8% of A, and if you look at this wave C, A and C are equal. So we have a perfect ABC pattern ending right at today's close, which is also right at the price of the FOMC announcement from June, which is resistance, which is right at this prior low, which is resistance. So we have a strong rally right to, but not through resistance. This all-day rally couldn't clear this prior high, so it didn't accomplish anything. All it did was move into resistance. And unless we gap up over that resistance, I think lower prices print tomorrow, and those are my targets. And if we gap down smartly enough, we have to entertain the possibility that this bull leg's over. Wednesday's pattern has the early high. We could gap down first. Futures are up as I'm writing this, but there are lower targets. Unless we gap up smartly, they're favored to print. I still would like to see 32.61.50, but it's not a lock. Any strong decline beginning near here should be believed. We have positive sentiment at extremes, and we have strong resistance at today's high. So if we do gap down smartly tomorrow, and I'm not saying we will, but if we do, and if we go down enough, I would tend to believe that was it. And if we keep going up, I still have my higher target. Early high on tomorrow's pattern doesn't mean you won't gap down. That's today's call.